All right, let's look at the homework 1.1, problem number 9. All right, so let's see, we want to find the formula for the described function. Right, an open rectangular box with volume 7 square meters, cubic meters, excuse me, has a square base. Right, express the surface area SA of the box as a function of a length of a side of the base x. Right, so I already drew the open box, so here's the open box. So it's x by x is the base, and I'm gonna just call the height h. Right, so since we're interested in the surface area, we're gonna cut this the box open. So cut here, cut here, cut here, cut here, then open those walls up, and you end up getting this. Right, then what we want to do is we want to find the area of these let's see, 4 rectangles and a square combined. Right, so let's find that. All right, this is fairly easy, right? Because all the walls are actually identical, so it's just h times x. So I'm going to just say hx, right? And so hx is here, and of course h times x there, right? The base is obviously x by x, so x squared, right? So the surface area, surface area here, so SA, is going to be x squared, so that's the base, and plus 4 of these walls, so it's a 4 times xh, right? But we want to write the function in terms of just x, not h. So we have to somehow get rid of this h, right? But we haven't used this clue here. It says the volume has to be 7 cubic meters, right? So if you express the volume of this, volume is fairly easy to get. Is let's say x times height. So it's x squared times h. Right, and this is fixed at 7, so this is equal to 7, right? So by simply dividing through by x squared, we can isolate h, so h is going to be 7 over x squared. All right, then we can just plug this guy in here. So there's h there. We can rewrite the expression just in terms of x. So it's x squared is just x, so we don't have to do anything. So it's going to be plus, right, 4x times 7 over x squared. Right, so we can cancel out let's see, x on top and one of the x, so we end up getting x squared, and 4 times 7 is 28 over x. All right, so we can just put that in here, so x squared and plus 28 over x. All right, and state the domain of surface area. Right, so x is the length, so we, just to be realistic, we cannot take a negative value, and we cannot have 0 either, because if base is 0, then we can never get this volume. Right, so x has to be at least 0, so it's going to be greater than 0. Right, then there's actually no limit, because if x is huge, that means that the base is really big, but we can make the height really small, so that to make sure that the volume is 7. So there's no really any limit here, so I'm going to just say positive infinity. Right, let's type this in. All right, so the answer we got was surface area is x squared So x squared, and the plus 28 over x, right? So that was the surface area function, and domain of that function would be all positive real numbers. So it's going to be infinity there, right? So let's check, right? So I'm going to just go down and submit for testing. All right, it came back and looks like we got these guys correctly. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.